Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, channeling the man in the moon. Today, I want to take a look at who is going to run in the next election. I was a little bit ambiguous before about Trump, and I'll throw in Biden, and if there's anybody else that's showing up, like maybe Katie Porter, she seems to be knocking on my door right now. I'm going to take a look. So let's start with Donald. Will he be the candidate? That's the question. Hmm. So, first of all, Donald's having trouble moving around. He's just not able. He just seems like it's like this and then like this and then like this. And Donald's now got like this hammer and he's like whack, 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 whack. And it's like it's almost like he's trying to form a piece of metal like a blacksmith. Whack, whack. And he keeps trying to like beat this thing into shape. And there were all these tropes that Trump used to have, make America great again, or those sort of kind of phrases and statements that he could always throw out that would bring him certain popularity. The thing that Trump's banged out, it actually looks like a turtle shell. Like if I put myself in this shell, I'll always be safe under the banner of MAGA, or always be safe under the banner of us them. But he's not sure. He keeps trying to build this thing, but he doesn't know what the new buzzword issues are. You notice he's gone after others for being gay, like just by implying they are. I mean, nobody really thinks Ron DeSantis is gay, but he still has that ability to project that out there and have people listen to him. But that doesn't have much traction. So he's trying to find the issues. He's looking around and he's trying to find the issues. And he's noticing, the ones the Republicans have picked are not particularly good. Um, transsexual hatred and hatred of, you know, kind of others that differ from the society. Also, abortion rights were not good. They're not working out that well for the Republicans. So Trump is really trying to. He's like an old record player. He's played the same number of hits, and he's trying to become a CD. It's like he doesn't know how to do it. Oh, but he is also very distracted. So I actually saw a bear, and the bear is kind of going roar, roar, and Trump is afraid. So that's really throwing him off his game. He is he's so worried about the cases against him that he just doesn't have the confidence. He doesn't have the time to really notice, and he doesn't have the same experts around him. There were people around him that knew what they were doing before, and they've seen, what Trump's like, and they're starting to have moral problems with what he's done. So let's just see. Is he going to run? I see him running a certain distance and then quitting. So will he stop running before before the election? Hmm. I'll just like looking right at Trump. Are you going to stop running? Well, it's tough because of course Trump is a liar, so I don't know why I would trust him now. He's sort of goes, yeah, but okay, let's ask this in a different way. So, Spirit, what will happen with Trump's candidacy on the way to the next election, 2024? Okay, so I do see Trump running, but he looks pathetic. Looks like he's running out of steam. Well, presently, Trump looks like he's having difficulty finding someone that will run with him. So you can imagine, he just tried to kill his last vice president. So not so many people want to do this. Okay, he is still going to run. It's going to be difficult, but he's going to run. And I just see a plane taking off. But I get his candidacy will be kind of a disaster. So here's Trump going off the runway in his plane, and here is him jumping out of the plane, and like it's like above New York City, and he's jumping out of the plane, and he's like trying to navigate his, um, his parachute, but it's bumping into buildings, it's bumping into this, bumping into that. There are going to be a lot of bumps for him. So, how will Trump do against the Democratic candidate? I don't see a close competition here at all. It seems Biden all the way. Of course, we're assuming it's going to be Biden. I'll check that in a moment, but I do see two different people, and I see Biden actually in a pyramid rising above, and over time getting more and more distance from him. And Trump gets increasingly desperate, is pulling out all the stops, is trying to find anyone that can save him. And he's screwed over a lot of people. When you don't pay your lawyers, they don't come back and help you. So there are plenty of people that don't want anything to do with him. Some of them just got burned because they did what Trump told them to do, and now they've lost their licenses to practice. It's funny. I keep seeing Maryanne Williamson, and it's like she's here to tell me something. She's pointing to something that looks like in space that looks like a black hole. And that's like where all the conservative energy is going, into a black hole that is Donald Trump. So every time you hear about somebody donating money to Trump, be glad it's a black hole. It's money they won't be donating to somebody else. It's money and energy they won't put towards a more viable candidate because they're so emotionally attached to this man. She's just like, dark attracts light and light attracts dark. This is where the dark is going to go. It's going to go right into that, black hole, which just had some light in it, by the way. Anything else we can know? Well, I see Trump shaking his head, going, I'm not happy. I don't think this looks good for Trump. I do think that he is going to run. He doesn't have much choice in terms of his legal troubles. Nothing will help him more than running. So let's see about Biden and make sure that he is going to run. So Biden's checking his watch, and he really is almost like saying, I've got limited time. I'm going to let you guys figure out what that means. He seems resigned to running. I don't think Biden loves being the president. I think he's going to do it because he feels an obligation, but then he's pointing to his watch. It's almost like saying it's about time, or it's the right time, or it's a high time that I run. And he's kind of saying it's a good thing it's not too taxing. I can basically do what I did the last time. It's not super taxing. I can um I can manage this the same way. It's like saying that, it is a lot easier this time around. And I'm busy, I've got to run a country, I've got to do all these other things. Campaigns, not going to be for me. Mike Pompeo showed up. I'm like, are you here as the running mate for Trump? He's like, yeah, at least it's going to try to be. And there's not much Pompeo. There's not any other offers that Pompeo's got. And he's already sold his soul. So Pompeo might be his um, running mate. Let's get back to Joe Biden. Joe's looking really good right now. And the Senate seems happy. So it looks like a lot of bright light on the Senate side. Here's Katie Porter. Katie Porter shows up with like a silver tray. It's like I'm at her party, and she's just like, "Oh, would you like some snacks?" There's something very compelling just about the image of her, the idea of her. This is a regular person who is in the position of power, and yet she's still a regular person. She is, making hors d'oeuvres and sharing them with others, just like if you went to anybody else's, any other mom's house. That's how she would do it. Now she looks at me and she's like, "This is deadly serious, Dave." Okay. He's like, "We have work to do." And there's something compelling about that too. And that, you know, we want our politicians to do something. We want them to do work. We want them to, create legislation that helps people instead of be on TV all the time. And that's what she's talking about. That is what she's doing. Those regular issues, those kitchen table issues, those things that everybody needs to solve and work out, real problems. They are the bread and butter of this campaign. This is what will work. Is the average people are coming back to being a bit more sensible. And remember also, this is kind of the future of the Democratic Party, not too much about the esoteric issues, more very focused on what can we deliver for people today. If we made this mistake before, we got away from our central message. The message has to be, what can we give to people today? How can we solve these problems? There's a point here that people were disappointed with Barack Obama. That seems to be one thing that she's telling me. Barack's not good at the backhand. It's like this kind of, he was good in some ways, but he didn't deliver a lot of, he didn't deliver the healthcare that we all would wanted. So what use is the Democratic Party if they're not able to bring forth even this obvious, you know, minimum level of healthcare to American people? What good are they? And so now we've gotten back to the basics of pushing these things, a little better at fighting, maybe a lot better at fighting. That's what she tells me. All right. So anything else we can know about Trump and Biden? And Biden keeps showing me his watch. I feel like he's going to run, but it's just going to be a bit of a sprint for Biden. So again, I don't want to go further with Biden and his fate, but he does keep showing me a watch. He keeps showing me some limited amount of time. And that could just be his perception. It has nothing to do with how long he is going to be around, because I don't want to know. But yeah, Trump is like that person who's trying to climb up a rope and doesn't have the skills. The weight of who he is bringing him down, and it will bring him down pretty hard. So I see him slam the ground. It's like he didn't get anywhere near the beanstalk. He just hit the ground, and that was that. Yeah, I don't think that the future for Trump is a very good future. It's they're just waiting for the opening, and then he will soon be gone. They'll Once the opening is there, then he will kind of get his just desserts. Thanks so much for watching.